If you're anything like I was a few years ago, you feel overwhelmed by all the different things it feels like you have to do in order to make any meaningful change in your life. You're probably dealing with decision paralysis, information overload, no clear starting point, and maybe even an environment that seems to work against any meaningful change. There was a point in my life where every single time I tried to make some sort of big change for the better, I failed. I tried to go to the gym, I couldn't keep up with that. I tried to journal, also couldn't keep up with that. I failed once and then I failed again and again and again, and it became this cycle. It was absolutely discouraging. It made me feel like I was just not capable. That was until I realized something that would change the trajectory of my life. All I had to do was make it easy. That became my new philosophy for habit building. If you're wondering what I mean by that, don't worry. I'm going to explain it very simply and share some steps that I personally now follow whenever I'm trying to build a new habit. So, what do I mean by making it easy? I mean making the process so simple that you can do it without any sort of mental resistance or overthinking. If you're thinking, how the hell is doing something simple going to help me create better habits? Isn't that kind of counterintuitive? Well, actually, no, not at all. Why do you think people usually give up when they're trying to improve their lifestyle or learn a new skill? The reason most habit changes fail isn't because of the reason most people assume. It's not because of the lack of willpower. It's because they make the process unnecessarily complicated. When you make it easy, you remove most of the barriers that stop you from changing something. You no longer have to worry about decision paralysis, exertion, or boredom. So what comes after we understand the core philosophy of making it simple? How can we use that? This is where we're going to apply the make it easy philosophy into practice using 3 steps that are designed to make building habits simple and almost brain dead. Start right away. One of the largest issues I faced when learning new skills was thinking it wasn't the right time, that I needed to be in the right headspace or focus mode or find a clear starting point. But here's the thing, there's never going to be a clear starting point in the beginning. You don't know what you're doing, and the more you think about how to start, the more overwhelmed you get. So if we're applying our core philosophy of making it easy, that means removing all the prerequisites that create obstacles to begin. Stop believing you need to be in focus mode or have a clear starting point. Shut down that part of your brain and just begin. So now that you've dedicated to starting, what's the best way to start? You know how sometimes you decide you're finally going to start eating healthy, and so you end up ordering the salad instead of a burger at a restaurant, only to take a few bites and be completely over it? You probably save the salad for later and convince yourself you're actually going to finish it for dinner. Dinner comes along, that salad looks completely unappetizing, and you end up probably just ordering a burger. Well, this is the issue we are going to tackle in the next step. It's gonna help you understand how to easily incorporate a new habit into your life without torturing yourself. I call it the construction method. This is where you will start building habits step by step rather than taking a huge leap. Back to the example above, if you want to incorporate healthy eating, you're not going to get far by eliminating most of the food you enjoy and adding in something that is rather foreign to you. There's no point in doing that because it's just not sustainable, because you have to force yourself to do something your brain does not want to do. Your mind will absolutely fight you on this. Going back to the example above and applying the core philosophy of making it easy, this is how you could possibly implement healthy eating without creating a mental block. Instead of ordering a whole salad, what you can actually do is pick a vegetable that you like, one vegetable, and make it fit into your current diet. Don't switch your whole diet to healthy when you typically don't eat the healthiest. Instead, make healthy fit into your current diet, not the other way around. It's all about gradual implementation to not overwhelm yourself and create a situation that is going to backfire. The construction method helps our minds become familiar with this new thing, and in return, it becomes comfortable. When something becomes comfortable, it becomes attractive. Now that you have started and are focusing on gradual progress, how do you know what's working and what isn't? Going back to our core philosophy of making it easy, make the evaluation process as simple as possible. Check in with yourself whenever you remember to. You don't need to set a reminder if you don't want to. Just notice what feels like a struggle versus what feels effortless. And after a week or two of testing your habit, you can start collecting valuable data for your future blueprint. You can ask yourself, what's working well that I want to keep? What feels more difficult than it should be? So let's say that you started reading for 10 minutes before bed, but you keep falling asleep. That's pretty valuable blueprint information right there. You now know that evening reading doesn't work for you, but 10-minute duration during lunchtime could work. So you test moving it to after lunch instead. Your mind will naturally start recognizing these patterns, and once you have this blueprint built, you can effortlessly apply this to any skill building or habit building in the future without having to put in any effort into it at all. And that is it. Just those 3 steps in order to make habit building as simple as possible. Start right away without overthinking. Use the construction method to build gradually, and become the architect of your own personalized blueprint through trial and error. What's amazing about this approach is that you're not going to be fighting against your brain or forcing yourself into someone else's system. You're working with your natural tendencies to create something that fits you. We're not done yet though. The next video will be on how you can implement AI to help simplify habit building even further. So make sure to like and follow so you're not missing out. So remember, think better, live better.